Hi, it's Terry today, and I have a block. If you don't have a block handy, you might just grab like a nice thick book or pillow about this height for one of the things we're going to do. Today, we're going to focus on Yin for the hips, and this is something I've been doing quite a bit lately, and I'm really starting to feel a difference from it, so I hope that you'll enjoy this. And so put on something really comfy. I've got on socks, just even pajamas would work, and lie down on your back. So this is a pose that I really love. It's lying tree. So basically you're going to take your left leg and just extend it out in front of you. It doesn't even have to be flexed, just relax it, and then take your right leg, draw your foot up inside your, press it against your left leg on the inside, and then let your, actually we might use the block for a couple of poses. We might use it for this one. If you have, if you're comfortable with your leg just opening out like this, go ahead and just let it open out like this. If you want to, you can also place something underneath. That feels good on this side. I have a timer that I have to grab. So get comfortable. We're going to hold each of these poses today for 3 minutes. So basically, just relax. Notice your breath slowing down. Take the first 20-30 seconds to get comfortable. And if you can, imagine yourself inhaling into your right hip and then exhaling out. You'll remember that in Yin, there's 3 things that we do. We come into the position to the degree that is just a little bit, I don't want to say uncomfortable, it's sensational, just a little bit sensational, knowing that you're going to hold it for 3 minutes, and that your body will start to relax probably after about the first minute and a half into the pose. We just allow that to happen. We don't force it, we don't push it, we don't pull it, and then we hold for time. And all the work is being done inside your joints, inside your bones, inside your fascia. We're bypassing muscle. We don't have to hold on to anything. And it's a really good complement to anything you do that's more physically challenging. It's also very meditative. Relaxing, nice break from our usual pace of life, usually. We hold a lot of stress in our hips, and this helps it to release. I'm closing my eyes. I always find myself closing my eyes in Yin, going inward. So slowly, lengthen out your right leg. Bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. And then I don't know how your hips are whether one is more flexible than the other, but usually that's the case. For me, my left side is more open than my right, so I won't be using a block. But you know what I'm realizing? I think I might like to place it under my head. There we go. For this. That feels good. Okay. So 3 minutes. Let's try a relaxing breathing technique on this side. I want you to take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale out your mouth. Inhale to a count of 2. Hold. Inhale more to a count of 2. Hold. And then open your mouth. Let it all go. Let's do that again. Inhale. 1, 2. Hold. Inhale. 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. Keep doing that on your own. Pausing as you get to a count of 2 and you're halfway through your inhale. Inhale all the way to the top and then open your mouth, let it go. You can do that this entire practice. You can just do it when you need to come back to your breath. Your mind starts chattering. If you find you're holding tension anywhere, just see if you can release it. This pillow feels nice behind my head. You might just throw a really nice soft pillow under your head if you don't have a block or you're using the block somewhere else. Okay. Take another deep breath in, let it go, and lengthen out your right leg. Shake out your legs a little bit. We're going to move into a pose I really like. It's a reclined pigeon. So bring your left leg in, bring your right leg across over top of your left knee. You don't have to flex anything. For this one, a lot of times in a young, a more active practice, I'll do the traditional reach through, pull in your leg, push this one out. And you can do that. But I've been finding in Yin, I like to just stay right here. And I invite you to try that. I did set the timer. I invite you to try that and just see if that's enough to sort of relax your right hip a little bit more. We're going to focus on our hips the entire class, so coming at them from every angle. So relaxing, I always close my eyes. I just like to breathe in, imagining that I can send my breath all the way down to the place where I feel the stress, and then breathe out. Maybe see if with every exhale you can just release your right hip just a little bit more. Resist the urge to fidget or move. Release your right leg, lengthen it out, shake it out a little bit, set it back down, take your left leg over your right, get comfy. Again, you can pull your legs in if you want more. I really like giving myself this less of a stress in yin. I think it helps me to relax a little bit more, not to be doing any pulling or pushing. I want you to know that it's really common in the yin practice, especially when we're focusing entirely on the hips, to feel an emotional release. And so one thing that's nice about this is you're home, you're not in the class. Even if you were, it would be perfectly acceptable. You might find that you have an emotional release, you start to cry. And that's awesome, because you're letting go of something that you didn't even know you were holding on to, maybe. You can practice yin before or after a more active yoga class. I like to practice the active class after, because my muscles haven't been engaged at all if I practice yin first. And they're less likely to get involved, to try to get involved. We've got some great vinyasa flow videos that you could just turn to right after this if you have the time. And you'll be, especially if it's early in the day, you'll be much more awake after you've done both. Or if you're ready to go to bed, gosh, you could almost do this in bed. You could certainly do it right next to your bed and crawl into bed after. About another 45 seconds. Okay, come on out of this one, shake out both legs, and then roll over and come up to a seat. This one, I want you to know, I want to do this one especially so that you can see how different sides of your hip can be so completely, actually your hips and your knees, this is my knee that I'm going to talk about here. One side can be so much better, I don't mean to say better, less impinged than the other. So for this particular one, you'll see that I used to run long distance and my right knee has a lot of tenderness. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to sit down on our feet, or actually between our feet. I'm going to use a block on this side. And then this knee really twinges if I start to lie back. So I'm not going to. And you'll see the difference in my sides when we get to the other side. My left hip doesn't really have that. My left knee doesn't really have that problem. But everything's, for me, happens on the right side. So if your knee is not feeling anything impingy, I don't think that's a word, but if it's not, you can lie all the way back. Or you maybe come down to your forearms, keeping your knees drawn together sort of to the width of your hips. I know I start to sound marbly mouthed during in because I get as relaxed as I hope you are. But for me, it's about to this degree, and that's it. That's it on this side. I can really feel it all the way through this side. And that's where I stay. You can bow your neck a little bit. Tuck your chin in. So somebody might be lying completely flat on their back, and I might be in this position, and we're both feeling the same thing. So one of the most beautiful things about Yin is that it's never about what it looks like. It's always about what you feel in your body, and you just judge that. You know that. So listen to your body. We're halfway through. Send your breath to that hip on the right side, your knee, your IT band, any place you feel this. Your mind starts to wander to someplace more exciting. Just gently bring it back to your breath. It's completely normal for that to happen. Our mind wants to monkey around. You know what I didn't do? I didn't extend my left leg out. So that would have allowed, well, next time you practice this, keep your left leg extended. It's fine to do both knees bent, but we'll do it the way we're supposed to on the other side. Now I wondered why I was talking about both sides and my both knees were bent. I'm going to keep it like this in the video because, hey, things happen. Come on up slowly. Very, 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 very slowly. And you can either just lie down and relax for this next entire side because you had both knees bent, or you can join me and we'll just do the other side anyway. So I'm going to extend that tender right leg out. I'm going to bend my left knee this time and get the timer on. And you can stay to the degree. I want you to see the difference in how that works with a leg that's impinged and a leg that's not. So relax to the degree that your body wants to. Actually, if you do have one knee that's a little bit more tender than the other, this actually helps to strengthen it as long as you pull back to the right degree. So remember, next time you do this video, the first time around, extend your left leg. Okay. Forgive me for that. Breathe into the sensation. Some people can bend both knees and lie back full straddle. As you could see, I had to sit on a block to even begin to think about it. And if you're one of those people, you can hold this bent knee for 6 minutes and you'll be fine. I'm not. Okay. Start to lengthen that leg out. Bend your, roll to your right side. There you go. Shake out your legs. Trying to get to my timer. There we go. Okay, come on up. Okay, for this next one, we're going to do a pose called shoelace. And I want you to just come forward like you're coming into tabletop. Bring your right knee over top your left. Again, you might want to sit back on a block. I'm going to get to the timer. Okay, so we're coming at our hips from a different angle on this one. And I like to hold on to my feet. This might be enough, or you can start to bend forward to your degree. Just to the degree that this might be enough. That feels good to you. See, that's just a little bit too much, so here's my place. That right hip again. See, this leg doesn't want to come out to the degree of the other one, but it's fine. I really feel this in my right hip. Resist the urge to fidget. focus on your breath. This is the next to the last pose. We have 45 seconds to go. See, if your hips starts to release, you might find that you can go deeper. Your body will tell you. And on the flip side, you might find that you need to back off a little bit. So it's not about staying like a statue, but it is about really feeling what you feel and then moving accordingly. Or it's just like not about fidgeting to get out of the pose. It's about sensing where the depth is right for your body. Okay, timer's going to go off. And we're going to just go ahead and change sides. You can shake out your legs in between, right knee under left. I like to come forward and then come back. And like again, you can sit on a pillow or a block if that helps you. It helps me a lot. And get yourself situated. And let's do a different breathing exercise that works to keep our minds in the game. I want you to take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale to a count of 4. Exhale to a count of 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big breath in. Exhale it out. And just let your breath return to normal. One more minute. Caught me unawares that time. Okay, come on up. One more pose before Shavasana. Again, this is one of those times when my body isn't quite as flexible as some others. We're going to do double pigeon. And for me, what that means is I'm going to sit cross-legged with my legs as closely together as I can cross them. I don't want them way out wide. And I'm going to feel this in my right hip. I already am. Some of you, I'm going to demonstrate this best I can take your right leg and swing it over top of your left knee. You see, this isn't happening for me. And maybe if you get it almost there, you can put a block underneath your right leg, and that'll work too. But for me, it's cross-legged on both sides. So here's our timer. And again, upright or melt. I'd really melt slowly in this one. I think this is the most challenging hip yin pose that we have. For me it is anyway. You see, even at this point, that leg can use a block underneath it. Very sensational pose. Don't push it, don't pull it, just let it be what it is. Watch your breath. Try one of those 2 techniques I taught you if you'd like. See how quiet you can get your mind. About a minute left. Relax, release. Relax, release. Slowly come back up. And we're going to move to the other side. So again, some of you are going to be able to stick that leg up over, like it's called fire log or double pigeon. And you see, for me, that's not going to happen. But I'm feeling it. Ooh, last time to put the timer on. Okay, I want you to know too that one of the goals of any yoga practice, but I think especially a yin practice, is if we can stay in difficult positions and stay mindful and attentive to what's happening right now in the present moment and not react, we like for it to see how it can translate for us off the mat, that we become more responsive, less reactive. And it doesn't always work that way for me, but it does seem to help. And I hope it does for you as well. Send those inhales and exhales to your left hip. I know which practice I'm going to do right after this. We have one called hips and hamstrings. It's not a new one. I don't remember how far back it goes in our catalog of practices, but I know it's my daughter Allie's favorite. And it's called hips and hamstrings, and that's going to feel great after this. If you want to do I think it's about a 20-minute practice. That's more active if it's early in the day for you and you have the time. That's what I'm going to do. It's going to feel good. 1 minute. The hips talking to you? My monkey mind is asking me whether I really want to post this one after the little blip in the middle of it, but it's saying yes, so I think you're going to see it. Okay. Because this practice felt really good to me, and I hope it did to you. And now it's really going to feel good. Shavasana. Lie back. If your room's not very warm, grab a blanket. Let go. How about all that blood rushing to your hips right now? Doesn't that feel amazing? Don't you feel relaxed? Stay here as long as you can. At least 3 minutes. Have a great day.